Okay, so yeah, I'm recording the space already. So I'm going to upload the video on YouTube also. So in case for those that have not attended this space, if they want to go ahead and learn more. Alright, so like I was saying, UX comes before UI, and UX is user interface, while UI is UX is user experience, and UI is user interface. Okay, so UX has to do with the whole experience the user is going to face, more of like understanding your users, before. I'm trying to share my screen. I'm able to do this. Wow. Let me share my screen because we're going to try and design something simple. Okay, Telegram is asking me to reload. Alright, okay, so let's continue. Okay, let me share my screen.
Hello, good evening. Your mic is muted. I can only see your screen. I can't hear you.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Yes. I can hear you now.
Alright. Can you hear me?
Can hear you now because I thought you wanted to mute it and design something.
Oh no.
Okay.
So let's say let's say I'm just trying to okay, so basically this is Figma. We're still going to talk about Figma. Just trying to just follow the process. Yeah, just follow the process. So we have different, like I said, we have different design process. Like this design process is just meeting just meeting, it's following one pattern. You have to empathize with the user, whereby you empathize with the user. On this empathy stage, you empathize with the user, whereby you run survey, you can conduct surveys, you can conduct interviews, you can conduct so many things, just your research, your basic research to understand users, if the product is cool or not. Okay, then the define section is where you're going to go ahead and define the problems users are actually facing. Define the problem, then ideate, you come up with a solution that is usable for the user, that is going to solve the user's problem in this defined phase. Then in the prototype phase, this is where you're going to come out with a prototype, like connect those ideas together. Like maybe let's say they're in form of a screen. Okay, let's say they're in form of a screen, different screens. You just have to connects them together, maybe solving different problems. Let me say, for example, if you click a button on this screen, it's going to take you to this screen. Then you click on the button on this screen, it's take you to the next screen. Or if you click on the back arrow, it's going to take you to this previous screen, something like that. So you prototype it, just prototype it so you can see if it's actually solving a problem, user's problem. Then we have the test. This test phase is where you can actually go ahead and send. You can either conduct user testing in this phase. You test it yourself and also conduct user testing. You can give it out to, let me say, maybe 5 users to just go ahead and test out the product. So let's put this into practice. When WhatsApp wanted to launch this new feature, what's the name of this new feature they wanted to launch? Yeah, let's say they wanted to launch this WhatsApp community. Before they actually launch this WhatsApp community, I'm coming. Let me connect to my laptop. Okay, so yeah, let's continue. So WhatsApp launched a new feature called WhatsApp Communities, and whereby you can go and convert your group into communities. So it's similar to something like that. I think I need to. Okay, so can you hear me? Let me share my screen again.
I can hear you.
Alright. Okay. So yeah, like I was saying, on WhatsApp we have this new WhatsApp community. Before WhatsApp actually launched the WhatsApp community, they would have done user testing by sending it to maybe 1,000 users. First 1,000 users just go and test out the WhatsApp community to see if it's usable, if it's actually solving the problem those particular users were actually encountering with the WhatsApp and all. So if they are able to use the WhatsApp community effectively, then WhatsApp consider, okay, yes, since these people are able to use our WhatsApp community, let's go ahead and push it out to the public so that people try it out. So that's more of like the testing phase. Yeah. So once you've done so the UX is more like, as you can see, the UX is more like understanding your users and trying to bring out a better solution for them. So once you have a better solution, you can go ahead and create a sketch and all. Maybe I'll just show you guys. There's this sample project I'm actually working on. There's this sample project I'm actually working on. Maybe before I show you the project, let's just talk more on like I said, we talked about design process. We have different design process, like I said, and we also have design principles. These are guidelines you need to follow when you actually design principles are different guidelines you're actually following when you're actually trying to design. graphic designers, they have design principles when they're trying to design. Let me say, for example, they're trying to design a logo, for example. They are different. They have their own principles. Yeah, they might feel like okay, maybe something like the logo needs to be small, or this needs to be like this, or this needs to be like this, something like that. So in UI UX, we also have principles like spacing, typography. When we talk about typography, making use of a good typography that is readable. You don't want to make use of something that is not readable in your design, because you're going to stress the users. Yeah. So on that thing, in order for you to grow as a UI UX designer, is for you to go ahead and join communities, learn from other people. If you want to also get inspired, you need to check out other people's work on Dribble. We have different space like we have Dribble, we have Behance, we have so many inspiration platforms out there. We have product ons. You can also make use of product ons. Product ons is more of like a platform where you can see products that are going to be launched very soon. You can check out those products. You can use those products like guidelines to create something cool. Yeah, okay. As you can see, these are top products on product launch. Product ons. You can see stuff. You can see crazy products right here. New, innovative products that people are actually working on. Maybe you want to do something like that. You can try and bring a better solution for them or something. Yeah, and we also have other inspiration platforms out there. We have awards, we have mobbings, we have so many. And as you can see, this is what Dribble actually looks like. You can get and create an account of Dribble, and you can, let me say, you're trying to design something. You might want to get inspiration to see how you can actually go ahead and design something like that. Maybe you want to design a login screen, or you want to design an registration button, or you want to design a dashboard. You can always get inspiration from Dribble and other Behance and so many other platforms out there, right? And we also have design tools. We have design tools for UX. We have design tools for UI. Recently, Figma actually launched their own UX tool. Let me say, you can use that tool in doing most of your UX work. Alright, so as you can see right here on my screen, this is called Figjam. This is one of their products, Figjam. And with Figjam, you can do so many crazy things. As you can see right here on my screen, you can do so many crazy things. Alright, so, and we have other tools. We have Figma. Figma, you have Figma Design, you have Figma Jam. Figma Design is one I was actually using before. Then we also have Adobe XD. Adobe XD is also popular. Adobe actually acquired Figma recently, and Adobe is actually a big software. It's a big software company. We have Photoshop, Illustrator, and so many more. Yeah, and we also have other design tools like Sketch. We have InVision. We have Figma. We have Prototype. We have Miro. So we have so many tools out there to help make your work very simple and easy for you. So Miro is more like when you're trying to conduct you can actually use Miro for your UX. You can also use Miro for your sketch. Maybe you're trying to sketch out what your design is going to look like before you go ahead and design it. So you can use Miro for that also. Alright. So yeah, this is it. Like I said, I'm going to show you guys a design a UX I'm actually working on. So I'm just playing with this. So I wrote a client brief. I wrote a client brief myself, and I'm still working on it. So more like this project is more like a platform, an escrow platform, and it's based on a web application where you can actually buy PayPal funds and all, buy and sell PayPal funds. Okay, let me say, trying to solve a client's problem. Okay, and you can see, like I said, we have different design. We have different design process for this design. I'm making use of the double diamond process. This is more advanced. We have so many things under it, and the one thing about the double diamond process is that it focuses on the business side. And like you're solving the business problem, you're also solving the user's problem instead of the previous design process I was actually using. That is the Empath, that is the 5-step design process, whereby you just have to solve only the user's problem, you're not solving the business problem, right? But when you're actually starting out in UI UX, I would also advise that stick with the 5-step design process. Stick with that. Start using that design process. Try and create something cool, and now then you advance. So when we talked about, so you can see the discover. So yeah, in the empathy section, we have the like I said, you can actually go and conduct your research, whereby you can run surveys. You can see the questions. I look at the questions. Let me click this Google form, so you see how I actually created this. How I actually converted all those questions into a survey for users to fill. So you can create a survey. You can share the link with your friends or your users. If you have an existing product, you can share the link with your users for them to go ahead and check it out. So to just fill all this. Like, we can also improve this. You can also improve your survey. It doesn't necessarily have to be something. You can improve your survey. You can add more questions, but we will be able to. You need to make sure that those that are actually filling your form are those that will be able to give you good feedbacks, or good feedback on what you're actually working on. All right. So on the empathy section, as you said, we also have so many things. There are so many things in the empathy section. We have, as you can see, we have the empathy map. So you have the empathy map, whereby you have your say, think, feels, and does. You have to feel all those things. All right. So these are things you can actually go ahead and research later on. And after you've done your user survey, or you've done your user research, if you want to go ahead and bring out all those data, you can write them out. For example, you can write out all the data, write their needs and frustration, and you from there just write them out. Then after that, you'll be able to do your user story mapping. So this is my user story mapping. I did this using Miro. Like I said, you can make use of Miro. Miro is an amazing tool. It's an amazing tool. So you can make use of Miro in doing something like this. So we also created the product requirements page. Let me show you what the requirement page actually looks like. Let's say, for example, you're chatting with the owner of the company, and the owner of the company is actually telling you, okay, I want to have this, I want to have this, I want to have this. Is giving the owner of the company is actually giving you things that they want the app to include. You actually this way you actually fill all those information. You create a product requirements, then you fill all those things that the business need. You put in all the requirements, sign up, they sign in. This title has to do with the page that this product is going to have. Then user story. This is the user story of what users are actually doing, like action they are taking in order to complete certain things. Then the priority. Are we taking, is this high, or high, medium, or low? Then note, if you have any other things you want to go ahead and add. Let me say you have information concerning this sign up page you want to add. You can add it right here, just to give yourself insight. Alright. So, and that's it. So we have affinity diagram. This is more like sorting out your empathy map, grouping them together. Okay, use technology, customer experience, features, business. So you can actually, you don't necessarily have to group it in terms of technology. The way I group my own here, you can actually group your anyhow you want it to be. Okay, depending on the feedback you got, or depending on what you input in your empathy map, that's where you're going to group them. Even if you notice that, let me say you've noticed that 3 things are related to technology, then yes, you should group them under technology. If 3 things are related to business side, then group it under business side, something like that. So this is just the double diamond process and all. Okay, so we have sketch. This is the sketch. On the 5-step design process I talked about. On the ideate section, you go ahead and create. You brainstorm, you create your sketch, how you want the design to look like. Yeah, I know this is rough. I'm not really good in drawing. So you can just create your sketch. Your sketch don't have to be clean, neat, and all. So you can just create a simple sketch. You can see this is a sign up. This is a sign in page, whereby you have this line right here signifies that image is going to be here. Image is going to be here. Maybe this is a bold text. This is a text. This is an input field with the text inside, input field with the text inside, and the text above, and the button with the text, and text at the bottom of the button. So just like that. So your sketch can just be something simple. You don't need to make your text so advanced. So that's everything. I think that's everything I need to talk about the UX aspect. Alright, so you've learned a lot from this UX section. So coming to, like I said, coming to the UI section, we have so many design tools. You might actually not want to make use of Figma. You might want to make use of maybe Adobe XD, depending on you. But for me, I prefer Figma, and Figma is amazing. And let me say, to me, I feel like Figma is one of the best UI UX tool out there right now, compared to one of the best. And I prefer it than having to make use of IXD or Sketch. Why? Because it's free. Apart from it being free, apart from having the free plan, you don't even need to install the Figma app on your laptop. You don't need to install the Figma app on your laptop. You can actually just go ahead and make use of it on your browser, and boom, you start editing and start doing everything. You can even use it on your mobile phone. I think if your phone can actually use a mouse, if you can connect, because there are some Android phones that you can actually connect a mouse to it. So if you can connect a mouse to your Android phone, imagine you can even design with your Android phone. Just connect your mouse to your Android phone, and you'll be able to design, and you'll be able to move your mouse around your Android phone and design. Or depending on I don't think you can actually connect the mouse on iPhone, but I think you can do that on Android phone itself. I've done that on Android phone before, right? So you can design with your Android phone. Open your Chrome browser and design with it. So yeah, and if you want to install the Figma app on your desktop, you can also do that. I have the icon installed right here. You can also do that. And yeah, so for me, like I said, Figma is the best for me when it comes to collaboration. You can collaborate with so many people using Figma. You can share the link. You can share. Once you click on the share button, you'll be able to share the link with other people. Let me say, you can either copy the link, you can either get embedded codes, you can input that email right here and send. But if you want to send it, I think you have to move this file into a project. More of like you have to move it into a project. Like the project is, once I go back to the files, you're going to see team right here. It's going to be on this team section. So you're going to group all this. You're going to put the file under a team. So a file needs to be under a team before you can actually go ahead and share with other people. Alright, so I can't share this file with anyone if it's not in a team, or I need to have a big plan or something. But you still have to be on the team, under any team before you can go ahead and share with your friends. Yeah, so that's it. And Figma is very easy to use, and Figma, you can actually spend more than 1 year learning Figma, and you still not learn Figma finish, because there are so many things you can actually learn Figma. Under UI UX, we have so many careers under UI UX. We have those that are actually designing products, like designing Windows interface, or designing Apple interface and all, or designing a game interface, or designing, depending on whatever they want to design. We also have illustrators. Those that actually go ahead and creating icons with Figma. Instead of them having to use Adobe Illustrator, they prefer using Figma. So that's I'm actually saying that Figma is amazing. Like, there's so many things you can actually do with Figma. And imagine creating an icon with Figma than having to install Adobe Illustrator on your laptop, and it's going to run slow when it comes to creating your icons or creating your logo and all. So yeah, like this logo, I actually did this logo with Figma. You can see right here. You can see it right here. I did this with Figma, and I grouped everything together. So you can see all this I put together. Created the logo using Figma, so you can see it. So yeah, and I just designed this very simple. Design something like this just so I can use it for this training. Just to show you guys how to go ahead and design the UI and all. Alright, so maybe what I'll do is I'll just copy this and we go to a new page. So I'll show you how to, let's say we've done our sketch. Let's say we've been able to, we've done our UX. We've completed our UX process. Our UX process where we've done it, we've empathized with the user, we've defined, we've ideate, we've prototype, and we've tested the whole design, and we want to go ahead and give them a solution. Something like this is just a one page. This is just a one page design, right? It's a one page design, and you want to design something like this. Let's say you want to design something like this for us. So first of all, like I said, we have so many. You can actually learn so many things. There are so many things you can actually learn in Figma, like creating buttons, creating interactive buttons, like having multiple buttons. Just one big button, just one big button that's going to perform. Just one big button will perform the action of over 300 buttons or 5,000 buttons. Yeah, I'm not exaggerating. You can actually do that with just one button. You can do so many things with just one button. You create various. You're going to create different variants on that one button. That's going to become like the main button that you can hit. So there are so many things that you can actually use in speeding up your work as a UI UX designer, and that's to do with components, creating components. If you come to the assets section, this is where you're going to see your components. If you create a component, it's going to be available in the assets section. Alright, so we haven't created any components here. So if you want to create a component, you need to have. I can create a component. I can actually turn this rectangle to a component. If I select this rectangle, I'll click on this icon, say create component icon. It's going to turn this rectangle into a component. So let me say, for example, I want to go ahead and make use of this same rectangle. I'm just trying to show you what component it does. So if I change the color of this, rectangle, it's going to affect this. And I'm going to show you why this is useful when you're actually designing. So you can see, as I'm changing the color of this the color of this main component affects this child component actually brought out here. You can see right here. So if I change the color, you can see it's affecting this other one. So you can also create other ones. You can create other ones. Okay. You can create other ones. I can click on this add variants, then change. Let's change this to this, right? Then let's bring it back again. So you have different buttons. This is one button, this is another button. If you want to change to this button, you can just select this, come to the property section, then change it to variant 2, and it's going to change to another button. So yes, so like I said, we can nest so many buttons inside just one button, inside just a component, and make use. And this is going to be like a powerful button that's going to help you do so many things. Let's say, for example, you are designing so many pages. You have so many pages you're actually designing. Instead of having to stress yourself with creating this same button every single time throughout those pages. Let's say this page 1, 2, 3, 4. Instead of having to create button, instead of you having to create the same button in this page 1, 2, 3, and 4, you can just create one and duplicate the same one on all these 4 pages. And once you change any color on this your component, it's going to affect this 4. You're going to affect the button on these 4 pages. That's like a fast way for you to go ahead and design as a designer. So I'm just giving you a free tip. Yeah. So let me say, before we continue, if you have any question to what I've said so far, maybe UI and UX, then I'll just go ahead and try and design this. If you have any questions, please you can ask.
I really have a question though. It's just when you talked about variant, I think I missed that part about the button. Is it variant you called it or something like that?
Yeah, variant.
Okay, yeah, I missed how you actually. Well, although I know I have to go and do more research though, because there is a lot here, a lot,
Yeah,
a lot for me to put in my head.
yeah. Okay, if you want to get and create the variants, it's very easy. Very easy. Let's say, for example, let's use this empathy text, for example. Let's say this is a button. You once you select this empathy, you can right click and scroll down. You see create component. And if you don't want to do that, you can, on this section right here, you can see this icon that says create component. If you over on it, it's going to show you the title of this icon right here, create component. If you click on it, it's going to create that component empathy right now. As you can see, I can rename it. If I double click here, it's going to rename it. So if you click, you notice the icon at the top changed again. We have this is the max. We have add variant. So you click on add variant, it's going to add another variant. You can also click, you see, now you can't find the icon at the top again. So if you now alight outside this box, these are different variants. Let's say one of this one. Let's say the second empathy is another color or another text. Let's say it's another text. Okay, let's say it's another text, something like that. So the variants will be different. So I can multiply. I can just add more variants to this. I can add more variants. But the main reason why we're actually making this variants is to simplify our work and to help us, like, to just speed up our design. Whatever we're actually designing, to speed it up. When you start designing, you're going to encounter all these things. You're going to notice that combo, making use of this component, having to create components is useful. But since we are just designing something like this, we don't even need to. I don't need to make use of variants, like creating variants and all that stress. Since I'm just designing only one page. But if I'm just giving that as a tip, if you are trying to create different pages, let me show you an example. Let's say, let me open this. All right. Okay, so this page is still opening. If any other person has question, please you can ask. You can go ahead and ask. And so it's still loading. Okay, I think I'll create a separate video on the YouTube channel. If you have a YouTube channel, I'll create a separate video on the YouTube channel showing you guys how to design this charts and dashboard. For this quick tutorial, I'll just go and create a login screen because I want to make sure that this is under at least 1 hour. See, let me look for the design. Okay, so yeah. So we have different components. Let me show you. Yeah, this is the library section, the pattern library right here. Yeah, this is a project that actually works for one of my clients. As you can see right here, you can see various components. This is a button. We have different buttons. We have primary button. We have warning button. Under this primary button, we have normal button. We have over button. When you're actually hovering on something, like as you can see, I'm hovering on all this. You can see the color there. I'm hovering on this text, I'm hovering on this source. So we have over states, we have active states, we have disabled states. Same thing applies to other colors: warning, sources, danger, light, dark. So we have all those things there, right? And we have different variants for different things. Okay, if it's the input field, we also have that there. If it's the scroll button and all, we have it there. So let's go back to the app design. So you can see what I was talking about. So you can see the button right here. I'm making use of same button, same scroll, because I want to speed up my design. Let me say, for example, I want to change, and if you notice, this button is the same button with this button here. I just had to, this is small. I can expand this. I actually created the button in a way that you can actually expand this. You can expand it, and it's still going to maintain. If I change the color of this button, let's do that real quick. Come back to this. To select this, and let's change the color from this to. Let's just change it to this. Okay. Come back to this. You can notice all the button in this file. The colors have changed. So instead of me having to stress myself with creating one button on this file, I'll keep on creating buttons. I can just group everything together. Under one button as a component. And create different variants for it, so that I can speed up my design. Or whereby I'm having to, I need to change certain elements. So it's more like just more like a trick. Let me say, is it a trick or what I even call it? Just going to help you speed up your work basically. Right. So
yeah, I get.
Yeah. So you can actually create components for so many things. If it's like I said, the input field, you can see this is the input field. The input field I showed you before, you can see if I say this is the input. I created different input field with ones that also have icons on the left, icons on the right, and all. So yeah, that's it. Alright. So let's go ahead and create. Let me just show you how to go ahead and create a login screen. Then I'll create a tutorial, maybe a more detailed tutorial video on it on how to go ahead and create something like this. Alright, so let's say we want to go ahead and create a login screen. This is Figma. Figma is very easy. On this top left hand side, you have all your tools. On this left hand side, you have your layers. Layers is where you're going to see what you're actually doing. You can see the pages. You can actually create multiple pages on your free design, on your free plan. So you can see this page, this one page, another page. I can create another page, and then you can also rename the page if you want. You can rename the page. Let me just say this is login. You can rename the page if you want. Yeah. So, and you can also see the assets that are under this page. Then if I go to a new page, you notice that there is no assets inside this page. So that why this space is empty. If I come to this login, you can see these are the things that are under this login. So if you want to get and create, say you want to create a screen for a mobile app, you want to create a login screen for a mobile app, if you click on this artboard icon right here, let me say this frame on XD. I'm used with the word artboard because on Adobe XD they call it artboard. On Figma they call it frame. So if you come to this frame right here, this frame icon, and you can try and master the shortcut keys, because when you're actually designing, the shortcut key is going to help you a lot when it comes to speeding up your work. You want to design as fast as possible. So if you come to this frame right here, once you click on it, you're going to notice that on your right hand side, you notice that you have different things to select. You have phone, tablet, desktop, presentation, depending on what you're actually designing for. But most of the time, you're going to make it your phone, tablet, and desktop. Because these are the things you might actually be designing for, or you might be designing for your watch, maybe your smartwatch, something. So you might actually want to make sure the size is right. Alright. And if you're designing maybe a social media banner or whatever, you can actually they have it right here for you to have it else and not here. If you're trying to post a design on Dribble, you don't have to go ahead and start googling Dribble posts size. So instead of you having to Google that, you can just come to the social media section and you click on the Dribble Shorts or the Dribble Shorts HD, depending on the way you want. But most of the time, I actually make use of the Dribble Shorts HD. Right. So let's say, for example, you want to create a login screen for a mobile app. You click on the phone. You're going to see various mobile screens, so you can actually, most of the time, yeah. And one thing about Figma is they keep updating the sizes of all these screens. If we have new device, like iPhone 14 launched this year, not iPhone 14 this year, and you can see the iPhone 14 screen, the screen size is available on Figma right now, so you can design for iPhone 14. I think the screen size for iPhone 14 is different from the screen size for 12, for 13, for 11, and most other Android phones. So you want to design for different screens. Alright, so you can select, let me say iPhone 14 for example. So you select the iPhone 14 screen, you can rename your screen, you can rename, double click right here, you'll be able to rename. So I can say login, then this login. Then now when you're actually designing, you want to go ahead and make use of grid. Making use of grid is going to help you make sure that you make sure that all your designs, everything is in a form. Like let's take this design for example now. You notice everything is well arranged. Let's look at this. You notice these menu buttons are all arranged. The spacing between this and this is you can calculate the spacing between this and this. You can calculate spacing between this and this. So something like that. So you want to make sure you are making use of your grid. You can make use of grid. You can make use of a ruler. If you want, as you can see, my ruler is already showing, and if you want to bring your ruler, you just have to come to this section right here, the top right corner. Click on it, then you enable your ruler. Your ruler is going to show. Then you can drag it inside if you want. You can drag it inside if you want. Maybe you want to mark a line on your file. You want to mark a line, for example, in your file, but I don't want to do that, so I'm just going to remove that. Alright, so I'll select this, then I'll select this plus icon on this layout grid to add a grid. It's going to add a grid. So by zooming, you're going to see the grid very well. Then I'll change this from grid. I can change this to colon, then change this to 4 colon. Then let me zoom out. Then I can. This is the gutter is swept. This gutter has to do with the spacing between this colon and this colon. So the width is auto, and this stretch. Since we have stretch, it's auto already. So if you click on center, the width is going to do. You can actually get and put in the width. But I always leave this at stretch. Then put in a margin. Margin is going to be the space of this column from the end of this line, from the end of this frame to this column. So let's try it out. If I put 20, you can see it. So you can see the spacing between this grid and this. So that's it. And you can also go ahead and put in another grid. You can put so many grid on this same grid, right? So you might want to put a row grid, or maybe you want to leave it as a grid itself. You can leave it as a grid itself if you want. Yeah. And with that, you can go ahead and design. So this grid, you're going to follow this grid. This grid is more like a guideline when you're actually designing, because you want to make sure that everything is in form. So let's say I want to design an input field, for example. Let's say I want to design an input field. Then I'll just duplicate this. Okay, instead of having to do that, let's put a text. Let's put a text which is T. So I'm gonna put in, let's say email address. Then instead of having to make use of 12 for the text, I want to make use of something that is easy to read. We have 16 is better. 16 or 18 is more for the default text size. That most of these brands they make use of. Okay, let me duplicate this and have a text instead that says enter email address. Let's say enter email address. Okay, and if you want to turn off this grid, you can also turn off this grid by selecting this. You can select this frame, then you're just going to press this icon right here, and it's going to turn it off. As you can see right here. If you want to go ahead and see your design, so I'll leave that on. Well, this design might not actually look cool, but we're just going to make use of it like that. All right. So I'll just change the color. You can change the color. Let me add the stroke. You can add the stroke to it. Then you can give a border radius if you want. Let's say border radius. Then Then we can also set a spacing between this text and this box. We select it. You notice that you're going to see this content space right here. This is 6. So the space between this text and this rectangle right here is 6%. Is 6. So I'll just leave that as 6. Then I can duplicate this. Highlight and duplicate. You can use the normal duplicate shortcut. You're familiar with that when you're actually typing or no. So I can duplicate that, or you can copy and paste if you want. You can copy and paste it too. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'll change this. Instead of having this password, I will have this power password, then enter password. Then since we want to have more like a button, I'll say login. So let's just have that. Then I'll say login. Okay, so you can see that if you are designing on Figma is going to help you when it comes to getting the right points, if it's in the middle and all. So I can change the color of this button. So I don't want it to have a stroke. I want it to have a fill. Let's say the fill should be red, and instead of having this button to be black, I want it to be white, so it's visible. So now this is cool. So we can turn off the grid. So I'll turn off the grid. Then the design is looking cool. I know this is whack, but this is something. Okay, so just change the color of this. You can change the fill color. Maybe reduce it a little bit. Or we can remove that if we want. We can remove the stroke if we want, but we're just going to leave that. Okay, so we can let's take this to this. Let's close the gap between this. We can group this and group this. So now we can select this and select this. So we can know the space between this and this. This is 20. So this is 20. We can leave it as 20. Then we can also group this button if we want. Then we can select this, or let's select this and select this. So we can know the spacing between this and this. Then if we want to also improve this, we can also improve this. Maybe we want to have let's say we have let's say a button that says I don't have an account yet. Don't have an account yet. Then create one. So let's make this create one. Let's put it red. So let's show that it's a link. Okay. Then we can let's put it, you can align it. Instead of having to stress yourself with looking for the center of this file, you can also use this. Come to the top right corner. Okay, so you can say align. You have your alignments. Select the one for the. You can select this middle, horizontal one. Then it's going to place it in the middle. Then select this one. It's going to place it in the middle somewhere around here. Alright, because it's going to take it from this angle and from this angle. So yeah. So I'm aligning this from horizontal. So it's aligned from here. So it's going to be here, the middle. And you can also make use of the shortcut. If you over on most of these things, you're going to find their shortcut. So you can notice this is a shortcut key since I'm actually using a MacBook. So this is a shortcut key on the Mac. Alright, so that's that. Then you can also have, maybe you want to have a logo right here. You want to have a logo right here. We can also have a logo right here. Maybe let's just maybe I'm just going to make use of this. Just make use of this shape as the logo. Let's just say this is the logo. Let's just say this is the logo. Okay, let's just say this is the logo. Okay, we can let this in the middle. So this is it. We've created a login page. So we can also go ahead and improve. We can actually improve this design. I want to also try as much as possible to make sure that you learn a lot from this. And we also have a we have a YouTube channel where you can actually go ahead and learn. You can learn a lot because we do upload videos concerning UI UX. Okay. You can actually go ahead and check out the channel with Assault Creative. So there we upload. Okay, that's not correct. So let's type it again. So on the channel we have different videos on UI UX, and like I said I'm going to give some more access to the UI UX course, our UI UX course. Yes, we have the UI UX course, and this is the UI UX course. Yeah, I'm going to pick a random person and give the person access to the course. Okay, I don't know why my internet is slow. On the UI UX course, we have so many things. It covers so many things under UI UX. In this free training, you're going to learn a lot. And imagine having to buy this course. Yeah, the price have increased to 10,000 naira. When we actually launched this course, it was selling for around 5,000 naira. They were increasing this course, I think every week or every month. So we're increasing the price of the course to 10,000 now. So we're also going to increase it again maybe after this week. We'll increase it to 15,000 naira. So we keep on increasing the price as more people keep on purchasing this course, because there are so many things included in this course. If you check online, let me say if people are trying to sell this kind of course, you might actually go for around maybe $200 or $300, but it's cheap right here, and you're getting so many things right here. If you check out this course outline, you're going to see that we have the UX fundamentals, whereby we talked about the UX introduction. We have talked about UX design process. We talked about wireframing. We talked about writing. We talked about how to interpret design, project brief. We talked about career building your career. If you want to focus on just becoming a UX designer. And we also talked about the UI aspects, UI fundamentals, the design principles. We talked about creating a design system. I showed you a design system on the project I actually worked on, like creating a button. Button is also part of the design system. And I gave you a free trick on how to go ahead and improve your design with creating just one powerful button that's going to do so many things. Okay. So yeah, this is the YouTube channel. So yeah, this YouTube channel, yeah, we have free tutorials right there. You can go there and most of you might actually you're going to find this video same after this training. I'm going to upload this video on the YouTube channel, so you can also go ahead and watch it maybe later on in the future if you want to go ahead and learn something. And yes, I gave a free tutorial on design system right here, as you can see. So you can see a free tutorial on design system, and we have different videos on how to design an onboarding screen. Maybe you want to present your design on Binance, so you can go ahead and get secure jobs and all. Also, how to enable dark mode on your Figma, and all, if you want to learn something like that, and how to design a fintech dashboard. I think I have a UI on my Figma, and a travel landing page. And I think I'll try and create a 1 month, maybe a 1 month design. It's okay, day one, designing something like this, day two, designing something like this, day three, designing something like this on this channel. Maybe you're going to try and design so many things. Well, I'm always so busy, so I don't have time to maybe do something like that. But I try my best to upload videos on this channel maybe once in a month. But I'm going to try as possible to increase it to maybe 3 times in a month uploading video. But it depends on what you guys are requesting. If you want me to if you have something you want to learn, and I feel like that thing is something that is worth teaching for free, I'm going to share. But every knowledge can be shared out for free. And if you check on YouTube, you can actually see so many free knowledge concerning so many things. But I feel like on YouTube you can't find UX aspects on. You can't find the UX aspect on YouTube. You're actually going to see more of UI, how to design this, how to design this, how to design that. So you might actually not find the UX aspect on YouTube that much, because UX aspect has to do with lots of research, talking, and people actually get bored when they hear when they start when people start talking, like having to talk about the how to conduct your research, how to do this, how to do that, and all. Alright. So yeah, as you can see right here on the UI, we have so many we have so many other things like the pattern. I showed you the pattern library, design workspace, outsourcing for images, and these are just added knowledge on this. We designed an X app, we designed an app. The app was not mentioned, but we have the app was actually mentioned in the course, right? And we prototyped the app and we tested the app, like testing it to see if it's working. Then I also showed you guys how to hand off the app to a developer. Okay, let's say you design the app and you want to hand it off to a developer. A developer that's going to get and write the code of that app and take it live. Then we have version control. Version control is also here on Figma. If you come to this, you can think. Let me see. Okay, yes. Sorry, if you click on this icon right here, you're going to see version history. Then you can view the version history. Let's say I can go back in time. I can go back in time like Flash and try to select when I haven't even created this button. That's more like seeing your design in preview and different. Let's say select. Okay, so let's select. I don't select this because it's going to. Yeah, let's just do that. Yeah, let's do this. Okay, so if I select this, you can see this is what I was actually designing. You can see what it looks like. You can see what it looks like. So something like that. So this is it. So yeah. So I just did this. I want to use this to just run, like show you guys how to design something like this. How to design something like this. Just for this tutorial, right? Yeah, like I said, I'm going to give someone access to this course. So you watch this course, you're going to learn so many things. In this course, and I wanted to upload this course on Udemy so you can be able to get certificates on Udemy. Udemy was they were actually talking about, since we mentioned the brand name in the video, so Udemy actually rejected the video. So we're actually giving out our own certificates from the course. Once you finish watching this, once you've completed the course, we're going to give you a certificate. Yeah. Okay, so I think that's pretty much it, guys, for this bootcamp. So if you have any question before I end it, you can just go ahead and ask any question concerning maybe UI, concerning UX. You can ask.
Yeah. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you very much. It's just it's just what you said. You said UX. We don't really find the processes on online or on YouTube like that. So
Yeah.
me basically, I really want to know this UX more before I venture, like before I focus on that UI like that. So I don't know.
Okay, yeah. I think there's. Just remember, there's this free course you can actually go ahead and you can check it out. I think Google UX design course. You can just type it on Google UX design course. So on Google UX, Google is going to give you a certificate, a UX design certificate, once you've completed their whole course. So you can actually go ahead and make use of this.
Okay,
sir. This is free. Yeah.
Alright.
You're going to learn a lot. As you can see now, it's a 6 months course, but you can complete it under maybe 1 month. depending on you. Down to spend 6 months, or 6 months doing this course. Yeah, there are so many other free UX courses out there, so UX courses out there. So, but most of the time, people don't actually upload those UX videos on YouTube because they feel like people are not actually searching for stuff like that. People want to learn how to design certain things rather than listening to boring talks. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, so that's just it.
Okay.
So, any other question?
So, do you people have a video on prototyping, like on your YouTube channel?
No.
Okay. Thank you.
But maybe I might able to make a video on that. Maybe prototyping and just testing it out. But I feel like most of the videos I have there, I think I've prototyped most of the maybe night. I can't remember.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
All right. No problem. Okay, so I think that's all for this free bootcamp. I'm sure you'll be able to learn one or two things concerning UI, concerning UX. With this is going to give like in-depth knowledge to go ahead and research. I'm not saying you have to buy the course. You have to buy your own course. There's so many courses out there you can actually go ahead and buy it and learn UI UX and all. But since we're actually giving out a let me say, is it a discount? Well, I say maybe a discount. Maybe a discount. I can't really consider it a discount. Since our course is actually cheap out there, you might actually want to consider buying it since it's cheap and you might actually learn more things. So yeah. So that's just it. And I think I'm actually give out. I think you still have about coupon code of 2,000 naira. 2,000 naira coupon code. So if you want to go, if you're actually interested in purchasing it, maybe I can give you a coupon code of 2,000 naira. Then you can get it for 8,000 naira. Alright. So yeah, that's just it. But if you want to, like I said, yes, this is a free Google UX design certificate. It's more like you can actually learn a lot from this. You can learn so many things here. And yeah, I think most of the things here we also talked about them in the UX section here too, and even more. Right, we can talk about more here too. Okay, so one thing about Google's course is most of the course are streamlined to how Google operates, how they work at Google. So like I said, different company with different design process. I actually mentioned it at the beginning of this different company have different design process. So in this UX certificate for Google might actually show you UX using their own design process. They have their own. I've forgotten. They make use of this design sprint. Google's own design sprint process. It's more like a design sprint. It's a 5-day process whereby on Monday you do this, on Tuesday you do this, on Wednesday you do this, on Thursday you do this, on Friday you do this. On Friday you come together and I can't actually remember their process, but as I run through it, I'll remember it again. But yeah, like I said, we have so many design processes out there. So different companies, if you're actually considering working with Google, you actually want to take this UX design certificate just to learn how they work at Google as a UI UX design. Okay, so that's just it, guys, and yeah, I'm sure you've learned a lot from this. So let's call this. I'll say good night. I'll say good night to you all, and sweet dreams.
Alright, thank you, sir. Good night, sir.
All right.